Minecraft is a game we all know. You build things, you break things. You can die if you want, but you also don't have to. That's my summary of the game, and I'm just gonna assume if you're watching this video, you don't really need an explanation of what the game is. This is kind of an analysis of the game's development, community's reactions to it, all that stuff. And I'm explaining my opinions backed up with sources about the creation of the game, the choices the developers made, and why the community feels the way we do about it. Every little intentional detail the developers added makes the game feel the way it does today. Minecraft was inspired by a 2009 game called Infiniminer. Infiniminer was a game revolving around blocks, constructing them and removing them. It was a team-based game where you'd try to get more ores and more money while avoiding monsters. It included procedural generation, the opposite of manual generation, and sandbox-style gameplay. Minecraft was influenced by Infiniminer, but wanted to include more RPG elements. Minecraft not only has more role-playing elements, but more creativity in general. Minecraft is a game that's loved for its freedom and lack of rules, the ability to play the way you want to play. A review from 13 years ago, titled GameSpot Reviews Minecraft PC, summarizes the gameplay and talks about their opinions. They talk about how addictive the game is, and how easy it is to lose track of time, while explaining how to play. At the time, crafting was unintuitive and there was no tutorial. Now we obviously have a recipe book in case you want to make some tasty bricks or, I don't know, pie or something. I just wish we had the same thing for brewing. Oh my goodness, I hate brewing. Even back when there were many unappealing visuals and many visual glitches and villages were so bare, none of the flaws mattered much to the community because the game was so addictive. The game didn't need much of a story to be this engaging. Although the end dimension was a fun side quest for many, that's really all it was, just a side quest. The community never viewed it as the end, and now that we have even more to do in the end dimension itself, we probably never will. Minecraft is a simple game, especially back when it was first made. The community appreciates this simplicity, and the freedom that simplicity creates. A video by Jack Yaps titled The Little Things in Minecraft video essay talks about the things in Minecraft that have stayed the same since the beginning, from the way seeds generate randomly, and surprisingly quickly, to the multiplayer feature. For multiplayer, as Jack put it, Mojang just took the single player added chat and called it a day. He praises the game for its simplicity and its ability to give freedom to the players instead of the developers. He says the users are what have made Minecraft servers what they are today. I've definitely seen this in a lot of servers. A lot of servers barely even feel like the base game anymore, and they're all so different from each other, with so many plugins and commands. The community has definitely driven multiplayer servers. Every server gives a completely different experience from the last. I believe the main reason Minecraft rose to popularity is because of its user focus, being able to play the game the way you want to play instead of following a specific path. This becomes particularly obvious when we look at other popular games of the century like Garry's Mod, Roblox, Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley. Certain games like Garry's Mod and Roblox rely heavily on the community's creations to even be playable, like Garry's Mod's mods from the community and Roblox's games from the community. Then they can be played based on what mod or game you've decided to use. Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley focus more on farming and lifestyle RPG elements. All of the above allow you to create the world you want to play in, as compared to other games like Super Mario, to name a popular example, where you follow the story and attempt to complete the game. Obviously, games like Mario are also popular, but they offer a completely different experience, and it's this difference that sets games like Minecraft apart from others. Minecraft is a game centered on the user and the community, and it was done intentionally. We almost all know when the game was first created, it was called Cave Game. However, a lesser known fact is that it was next called Minecraft Order of the Stone because of a suggestion a player made in the very early stages of development in 2009. This shows that from the very beginning, Mojang was dedicated to listening to Minecraft's community. While the subtitle was later removed in the official collaboration between Mojang and Telltale Games in 2015, known as Minecraft Story Mode, the Order of the Stone is brought back in the form of a group of heroes in the game. Nearly 6 years after Minecraft's development, after that name suggestion. The mob vote was another somewhat brief example of Mojang trying to listen to the Minecraft community. In a video by IBXToycat titled A Genuine Critique of Minecraft, he brings up the democracy aspect of the mob vote. He summarizes the issue by saying that Mojang should have either committed to being apolitical or politically active, but the fact that they only take a stance when it's boosting their image comes across as evasive and non-committal. He backs this up by talking about how pride capes were only available in certain locations, mostly locations that actually needed support less. I do think it's a hard balancing act to try to support your opinions as a brand while not harming customers, but especially in the case of the pride cape, I do also wonder why you would then bring up the subject in the first place. It definitely does feel like a company trying to entice queer customers without actually trying to understand their needs and wants. And while I really, really doubt Mojang's intention was to harm the community, it definitely could end up doing so. With the mob vote, their actions definitely make more sense to me, since it's not like they banned the mob vote from certain locations or something. They realized what they were doing wasn't something they actually wanted to be involved in anymore, so they stopped. While I don't believe the mob vote needed to be removed, I do think it makes more sense to change your mind about a feature than to intentionally limit your feature to certain people, who you know will like it from the start. It comes across as very gimmicky. The word gimmick gets thrown around a lot, so I want to clarify. It comes across as a way to grab attention without committing to a good product. Despite these issues, the mob vote was still a brief attempt by Mojang to get the community to lead the development of Minecraft. In my personal experience, I've noticed Minecraft's limitations force creative problem solving. Even when I wished for more features years ago, like more slab variations or the infamous vertical slab, I found comfort in stepping outside the box to get extra creative with our limited selection of less than block sized blocks. It definitely helped that I watched a lot of Minecraft videos back then, as I could get inspiration from the community's wild builds. I remember the first time I played Minecraft, I didn't know what blocks they had. I built stairs out of just oak planks up to a wool bed that hadn't even managed to craft into a bed yet. While it was ugly, and I'm so glad we have real stairs and beds, I do find it interesting to look back as an example of stepping outside what I thought were limitations. I feel like Fortnite was first popularized because of a similar concept. I remember in the early days of Fortnite, people would be incredibly creative, and the learning curve was pretty steep. This is pretty much a personal opinion. I never got into Fortnite because I was preoccupied when it came out. I feel like now it has so many features, whether it's movement related or new items or whatever. Its learning curve is almost a flat line at this point. You kind of just log on and everything is handed to you. That doesn't mean it's easy to win, it just honestly feels too simple with too many things that all have their own little purpose. Everyone just kind of logs on to do the exact same thing, and the creativity isn't really there. While Fortnite's updates drastically change the gameplay, Minecraft's updates never really do. It's always the same game with the same blocks. Not too complicated. You have a few gameplay options, a few world gen settings, you're good. Minecraft's community has only been growing stronger and stronger since its official release in 2009. I believe the biggest reason for this is the freedom the game offers. Not only does this allow you to play the game you want to play, but also offers a sort of escape from reality. You get to choose the reality you want to live in for the next few hours while you're playing. Since the beginning, Minecraft has relied heavily on its community to dictate the direction Mojang will take it in, even down to its name. Minecraft has kept its core features since its creation, making sure each new development will fit the theme. While things like world generation have changed and new structures and features have been added, they all keep the core Minecraft feeling. Crafting has pretty much stayed the same since the start, other than the addition of the recipe book. Mobs are all relatively simple, with no overly complicated or overpowered features. Random seeds and world generation have stayed roughly the same, other than terrain changes and new biomes and structures. Minecraft's simplicity creates freedom for the player, and we've ended up with a community-driven sort of culture from the game. Hey, outro tinfoil. I heavily summarized my sources and took specific parts out of them that were relevant to my question. Why did the Minecraft developers make the decisions they made, and how did the community feel about those decisions? So, I omitted a lot of information in those sources that wasn't directly linked to my question. I will be linking all my sources in the description. Please check out especially the YouTube videos if you're interested, they're really cool. Thanks for being here, feel free to discuss your opinions in the comments.